If you're enjoying the show, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, leave a comment down below to show us how you really feel.
What's really crazy, talking about the devil, right? Let's go and talk about the devil's lettuce.
Devil's lettuce.
The devil's lettuce. Apparently, there is a politician, a Republican politician, who is looking to legalize marijuana. They're trying to propose a bill to legalize marijuana and, use the tax revenue from this to, help the country by getting more money through the taxes of,
That'd be great, except it's going to be regulated by the government, so...
Yep.
You're basically going to have overpriced crap that's not even that good, like at an ABC store, I mean...
Pretty much. That's pretty much exactly. That's what I kind of feel like. If they legal, well, I know because I lived in California, right? And of course it's legal over there, and of course it's regulated by their government, which we all know is not the best government over there. So they tax it out the wazoo. Everything's taxed out the wazoo. And I've learned that in California the weed companies actually aren't really profitable because of the crazy high taxes that they have. It's not really that profitable. So you have weed companies
they're basically paying close to what they pay for the supply. Sorry.
But I mean, like the taxes are so
really
high. It's like we're not making any money. I believe I saw something recently where it was like the weed companies are, they're needing to be bailed out by the California government because they weren't able to make any money. So it's like, oh well, that sucks for you guys. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess that's kind of what happens. And the messed up thing about it is legalizing it would also put the government in a position to do stuff like, for instance, in California, people who own a weed card, like I'm not sure if they still have the weed card thing now, but back when they did have the weed card thing, you weren't allowed to have a firearm. You couldn't get a gun. So it's like, what are those two things correlate?
They don't drugs and violence basically is what they were trying to do.
Can you say that somebody taking
as someone who has done the drug, will say, I can't go on record, but I will say that it does not invite or invoke violent tendencies. It never will.
It probably does the exact opposite. It's
does the exact
I'm a violent
opposite.
person, and then you smoke, and then it's like, okay,
it makes you turn into a vegetable.
It's the exact opposite.
I don't think there's ever been a recorded case.
I'm just gonna go do violent things, and then weed comes into play, and then it's like, and then I got high, and then you're not violent anymore.
Yeah, you're just like, oh wow, give me a hug, brother. I want some tacos. Anyone know where a taco stand is?
Right. It's like nobody's smoking weed just to do crime. Right. That's not a real life thing.
No, they're doing it because they want to sleep or something.
But it's crazy with this, right? Is like even though, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this like because we are on the East Coast. California's on the West Coast, of course, but in California they obviously have a problem with it's like illegal drugs in general. Also, illegal drugs coming across the border,
right? Because
they're pretty close to the border. And I found this little article talking about how they have human trafficking connected to marijuana operations. So basically, they have these marijuana grows in California that are kind of like out in the desert, away from everybody. So it's like hard to find. There's not, a whole lot of people around, and they traffic people across the border to have them and force them to work on these farms. Right. And that's already bad, but you're thinking, oh, Mexicans, but it's not only Mexicans. It's like apparently Chinese people also, and just people from just other places that are coming across, and doing this. So it's kind of like they're using this to get the money from selling it, but they can't sell it in California because the shit's so expensive.
It's too expensive to sell.
So what they do is ship it to the East Coast. So people in the East Coast who are getting this California weed, and they're thinking, oh, it's like the good shit. They're actually buying weed from these cartels. And the thing about that, which makes it even worse, is these cartels who are growing this, they're putting, the way they grow it is they put a lot of chemicals in it.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, you don't really know what they're smoking when you smoke that stuff. And like, you know,
Right.
I'm like, oh, if you're in California and you get the weed from the shop, then okay, maybe you're safe. You know what I'm saying? You probably know who you're, you know, getting the weed from. But if you're getting it in the East Coast and you're just getting it, you're kind of like, I don't know. They're telling me it's from here, but I don't know if that's true. It could be false.
There's no way to know, really. There's no way to know where it came from.
And there was this like thing that I kind of realized, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with that weed from over there being shipped over here to the East Coast, it has a different effect, right? So one of the things that they were trying to really push hard about weed is that it makes you lazy, right? And I'm gonna have to disagree with that, because if you're a lazy person, you're gonna be lazy. If you're not a lazy person, you smoke weed. I know I am. You will, you know. If you're not a lazy person and you smoke weed, you're not gonna be lazy. It's just normal, you know what I'm saying? And usually when you go to bed, you wake up, the effects, you're gonna have some good night's sleep. But
it'll relax you.
The thing I have noticed is with this California weed being shipped over here, potentially, I'm gonna say potentially from these cartels, with all the extra chemicals that you have no clue what it is, I think it is actually making you lazy, right? Mm-hmm. So something I found, right, by somebody that I know that grows their own weed, they when they smoke their own stuff, right, it's normal effects. They smoke, they get the high, they feel nice, they go to bed, wake up with like a fresh new thing, and they feel good, and they can go do whatever. But when they smoke the East Coast weed, they were like, when I smoked this, you know, I felt high and all that stuff. But then when I went to bed and woke up the next morning, I still felt very just like drowsy and just tired and lazy. And he was like, this is really weird, because this isn't how weed normally is supposed to feel. Yeah. So he was like, this is... I think this might be from the chemicals, because since he knows what he puts in his weed when he grows it, he's like... I mean, he grows organically, so it's like he doesn't put anything. He just waters it and puts like, you know, like organic fertilizers and, you know, compost. So it's like, this guy obviously knows, because he grows his own weed and he smokes his own weed, that this is the effect from growing organically. So if he's getting it from getting the Cali weed, and it's having this kind of very drowsy and just like, you know, just weighing him down kind of feeling, I think this might be a way that the government, if the government was able to control the supply of weed, you know, they would have these chemicals in the weed all the time, and then people would just be lazy, because they'll legalize it, and then be like, people just be too lazy to do anything, too lazy to fight back against mandates and stuff like that, or fight back against
brainwashing, essentially.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh man, that's seems, you know, pretty crazy. Like I am actually 100% against legalization of weed, but
you're against
my thing, right? And you know, this is like, go with me here, just go with me. My thing is, instead of legalizing it, they should just take it off of the like the narcotic list, the list of saying it. Stop saying it a drug. Just keep it as a plant and
it's just a herb.
Leave it there.
It's
you know
really
what I'm
just
saying?
a herb.
Because like really legalizing it means that now the government's got control over it, because we've legalized it, now here's all the rules.
Something that they could control, they'd be able to do whatever they want with it.
I think they should do that with the cannabis plant and with, you know, psychedelic mushrooms, because you know you could just grow those. You just grow them in the ground, or grow them however
something
you
that
want.
Comes from the earth, or something that you can ferment.
Now with something like crack or something, okay, keep that shit illegal.
That's man-made. Yeah, something I consider drug to be man-made, right?
Right.
Anything that's produced naturally just isn't. It's more of an herb or a vegetable or a plant of some kind, or fungus.
Imagine
that
if kale
you can just get from it. I knew a guy that I used to live with. He ordered stuff. He ordered the spores off the internet for mushrooms and just cultivated them in his bathroom.
Oh, snap. Is it called like it's like mida something? It's something with an M. I forgot what it is, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
he did that. He did that in the past.
In the bathroom.
Yeah, the bathroom, wherever hell he did it. I don't even remember. But he had like jars of it You know, it didn't really have a stench when it was growing, but when you plucked them, obviously it did. Smelled like sweaty ball sack, but yeah,
they were probably good stuff though. I mean,
no,
like,
they were good. I haven't tried them, but I know from him and the people that I said, yeah, he has some left over if you want to get some, and I gave them to some friends, and they're like, yeah, those are really good. Those are good. Those are good quality.
Yeah, I mean that's. I mean, I really feel like, imagine if people could just like grow their, like, if you just took it off the list, right? Then people that have gardens in their backyard, they can just grow their own stuff. That would take the money away from like cartels and people selling it on the streets. Then you would
just make it a plant again,
right? And
just
nobody would have any need to sell weed unless they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? But then it wouldn't be like illegal. You wouldn't get in trouble. You're just, oh, I'm selling my.
No, by demonizing it, they can put it in the media and make it something that they control.
But I don't think the media has that control. Like they don't, like people don't trust that.
Just
people,
as an example,
people like all around right now are just like, weed is not bad. Like nobody.
I don't know a single person in this country. I have not yet. Unless you're like a hardcore religious nutter or
like I've even
someone
seen
who's completely misinformed.
Who are like, oh, weed is just whatever. Nobody like that's not dangerous. Like maybe they'll still call it like the devil's lettuce, but they don't really like believe it's like bad anymore.
It's not like a cancerous substance.
All of this stuff that came out now is kind of like okay, folks, it's not. Okay. We thought it was bad back then, but it isn't. And the media, though, they are trying to say that weed is causing people heart attacks due to all the recent heart attacks, though. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's weird. Well,
nobody's believing it, but they're still saying it.
Yeah. I feel like, I've had some strains where it just, back when I did it all the time, I've had some strains where my heart would,
beat really,
really
you kind
fast.
of like
you
really
get the shakes and stuff, but
like nobody's
can't really cause heart attacks. That's just not possible.
Right. I think what it is they're trying to cover their asses for the vaccine.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of myocarditis going on.
Karen. It was made by Karen. First of all, that's the first clue. Look at that last name, Schmidt.
But hey.
Oh my God.
I mean, nobody's believing this. Like, I'm pretty sure that they're saying this due to the fact that
it has to be due to something.
Weird,
random thing.
I can't say that this is 100% true, but I'll say, in my opinion, I believe it has something to do with the fact that people are getting vaccinated a whole lot now, and myocarditis, which is kind of like, it has an issue with your heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it like affects your heart, and kind of connecting to the whole Travis Scott thing where people were just seizing out on the ground, potentially because they were in a high intensity situation,
right? And
their heart is being stressed, and since they have issues with their heart now because of the
vaccine,
the vaccine, potentially. I'm just saying as my opinion. I'm not saying this is true or anything. Maybe that whole thing is correlated with the vaccine, possibly.
Okay, I see what you're trying to say.
And they're trying to use weed as the scapegoat.
Make it a scapegoat.
Hey,
they've already demonized in the past.
You people out there smoking the devil's lettuce, you better stop it.
Can we get some comments real quick?
Comments for let's see.
I want to see some comments. I want to see what people are saying.
It's known that THC potency has increased year by year since the 70s. Also, hospital admissions from youth eating said cannabis has increased quite considerably. Heart rates also increased alarmingly. There are loads of studies all pre-COVID, so it is possible.
Oh my God.
This person is stupid, but this is also Twitter, and Twitter's going to put the stuff at the top that they want people to think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then this person's like laughing, and this is hilarious. Let's just say this were true. It's definitely not, but let's pretend it is. Weed has been around a long time, and there was never a heart attack problem. So if there is all of a sudden a heart attack problem from weed, then
you never know.
No. But it's good for you. You can't get addicted to it. Weed users desperate for their next job. This person that clearly doesn't like weed.
Yeah. I can see. But like,
I guess.
Have you ever seen someone? There are some people out there who you kind of get desperate for the next joint when they start smoking. I'm not saying like it's an addictive substance or anything, but I can kind of see that. It just the image forms in my mind of like Smash or Smosh. Smash Brothers or something. There's like this YouTube channel that used to edit for Game Grumps. Remember them?
Game Grumps, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they've been doing a bunch of weird ass videos right now, and one of the hosts just like they've been doing challenges for playing games and shit to smoke, and if they die, they smoke this freaking mega joint.
Snap.
Yeah, and he just does it on purpose. So
that's crazy.
You could get that kind of person. But man. Like, none of this makes sense.
There's no way.
Is that common sense is just full of people who don't like cannabis and just are misinformed.
If you are enjoying the show and would like to show your support, head over to our merchandise shop by following the link below. And just go ahead and buy something. We will appreciate your support.
I hope you enjoyed the show, but if you would like to see the whole show without all of the censorship, head on over to these other platforms to watch us uncut and uncensored, because YouTube is made up of freaking bootlicking cats.